Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be talking about will we see future Rockstar titles like Grand Theft Auto 6 be affected by the coronavirus outbreak. And the reason we're talking about this is because Take-Two Interactive CEO, and we know that Take-Two Interactive is the parent company of Rockstar Games, Strauss Zelnick, actually talked about the coronavirus and how it might have an impact on them releasing future games. And another reason why I wanted to talk about this is we've actually had an example of something like this happen in the past with Rockstar, where an event has actually caused them to have to delay something. I believe this was related to the release of GTA 5, so we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it just provides another example of something like this actually occurring. So this is not a science channel or a medical channel at all, but I'm sure at this point in time, you guys are well aware about the coronavirus outbreak, the effects it has, how deadly the virus has actually been, how many countries and people it's actually affected. And it's affecting industries all over the world, not just in gaming, but all walks of life. We're seeing events be canceled all over the world, like TwitchCon or South by Southwest, which I'm sure are events maybe you guys were planning on attending. So it's having a huge impact on the world. And Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick was actually speaking at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference. And he said some interesting things about how his company is going to have to work around this virus. So the article I saw this on was on gamesindustry.biz. I will leave a link to it in the description if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. The title is Take-Two CEO says COVID-19 could spark long-term change in remote work. So Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick isn't concerned about the spread of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, will hurt the overall gaming business. But he does believe the outbreak will force many companies to permanently rethink stances on remote work. And again, he was speaking at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference, and Zelnick was asked about both the immediate effects of the coronavirus outbreak on business and what he thought the long-term consequences would be. Now, there has already been a delay from one of Take-Two Interactive's games due to the coronavirus. This is actually the Nintendo Switch version of The Outer Worlds, which was due to the port's studio location being in China. However, the rest of Take-Two has remained unaffected by the situation. Now, Zelnick goes on to say, anytime people are sick or have tragically lost their lives, that's a more important topic than any we're covering today. In terms of business continuity, we're not concerned. In terms of our consumer, we're not concerned. And we have the ability to work remotely if it comes down to that. And I don't believe it will. Now, later, he did concede that markets may take a real hit and things will slow down, but concluded that it also will pass, comparing the situation in the U.S. to regular flu outbreaks in terms of its effects on both individuals and businesses. And then Zelnick was asked whether or not increased remote work would affect productivity. And he said they're going to have to find a way to just be as productive at home, he said. Actually, I think one of the things that may come of this, if it is as widespread as I believe it will be, one unexpected consequence is a lot of us who were skeptical about remote work are going to be less skeptical about it. I'm one of them, by the way. I'm not a big believer in remote work, but I think I may be surprised. I think you're going to see a significant change, maybe a long-lasting change in business travel. So essentially what Strauss is talking about here when he's referring to remote work is like not coming into the office. So Rockstar Games has studios all over the world, whether it's in San Diego, New York, Edinburgh, Scotland, and beyond. So instead of coming into an office, you would have to do work from home, where many people believe you would not be as effective as an employee due to distractions or not having various resources around you that would allow you to be the best possible, whether it's designer, game developer, quality control person, whatever the case is. And the last thing he says about this is remote work as effective as being face-to-face? I actually don't think so. But also, every one of you addressing the conference audience lost productivity getting here and returning from here, and the time that is less productive here. I'm not sure. we may be very surprised coming out of this. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see if this has an effect on Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar Games specifically, and also new and hopefully upcoming titles like Grand Theft Auto 6. Will we potentially see a delay? And I think the answer is we don't really know. It seems like Strauss Zelnick at Take-Two Interactive sort of has a backup plan. If it does get severe enough, he will allow, people in his company to do remote work, even though he says he isn't a huge fan of it. And honestly, I think there's so many unknowns. Number one, about the outbreak itself, because we don't know how severe it's going to be or if it will eventually taper off. And we also don't know how far along Rockstar is in creating Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, is the game done? Could it be released tomorrow if they really wanted to? And then due to the virus itself, how worldwide it is, would Rockstar say, yeah, we're not going to do that at this time? I mean, we're seeing gaming events and conferences straight up being canceled. We're seeing movies be delayed months at a time, just because right now people are worried about going out in public places. And, they'd rather not go see movies and entertainment. And I wonder if that is having an impact on the video game business market as well. Again, I know so little about the business side of this, the science side of this, the medical side of this, but it is very interesting to see what Take-Two Interactive Strauss Zelnick had to say about this entire situation. Now, the reason this is kind of interesting is this actually wouldn't be the first time in which Rockstar was impacted by something like this. Now, I'm not talking about the coronavirus in particular, because this is obviously new to 2019, 2020, but when Grand Theft Auto 5 was in pre-release and Rockstar was releasing screenshots and trailers and news wires and they were hyping everything up, there was an event that actually had an impact on Rockstar's plans. So this actually happened all the way back in November 2012. And you guys might remember, if you live in the US or even if you're around the world, you probably heard about this event. There was a massive hurricane that hit the east coast of the United States. That was Hurricane Sandy. And it was one of the deadliest and most destructive hurricanes in 2012, inflicting nearly $70 billion of damage. It was the second costliest hurricane on record in the United States. And needless to say, it was really bad. And the impact and damage and the lives that were lost from Hurricane Sandy was significant. And it also had an impact on Rockstar Games. Because remember, where they are based is in New York City, which was an area heavily affected by the hurricane. And on one of their recent Newswire posts, they said, "We are working on a second trailer. Unfortunately, Hurricane Sandy has derailed our plans somewhat, but we will have something to show soon. It's hard to be precise as we have no power whatsoever in our New York office. We hope everyone else in affected areas is doing okay." So they even sort of gave an update on their Newswire saying, hey guys, this is what's going on. We're getting hit pretty hard by this hurricane. We have no ability to put out this Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer. And I don't know if you guys remember back then, but that was when Rockstar actually announced release dates for trailers. I think they did the same thing for Red Dead Redemption 2, where they said hey, on this date, we're going to have a trailer. On that date, we're going to have a second trailer. So they actually announced when things were going to be coming out, and Hurricane Sandy obviously delayed that. And so Rockstar sort of had to give an impromptu update on what was going on. Now, I know there's a huge difference between the release of a huge open-world AAA title like Grand Theft Auto 6 and then just a simple video trailer. But the point remains is that an event like this has had an impact on Rockstar Games in the past. And again, they are completely separate events. Obviously, Hurricane Sandy was really serious, and this coronavirus, COVID-19, is very serious. But they are still different, and Rockstar is also probably in a different place in terms of what they might be able to do to outsource work to different studios. Again, that's something I brought up at the beginning of this video, how Rockstar has studios all over the world, and different studios handle different things. And in that case, in 2012, the New York office was responsible for that trailer, and unfortunately, with Hurricane Sandy, they lost all power to their office and weren't able to continue making the trailer. And I think they had to delay it by a week or two. I don't know when it actually came out, but it definitely didn't happen on the date that they had set. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of Strauss Zelnick's response to how his games and his company will be affected by the coronavirus COVID-19? And what do you think its impact will be on Grand Theft Auto 6? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.